Recording in progress. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hello. 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 All right. Yes, we are back. The Power of Happiness, episode 64. We're in the 60s, y'all. We're going to be at 100 soon. One of y'all said that the
Real
other day.
soon. Yeah, episode
Somebody
100 is coming up.
It's coming up.
Not too far.
Yes, heartbeats, look out. We're going to be at 100 real soon. We got something special planned for y'all. Okay? Yes. Yep. We got this. We're going to figure out what it is. But we got it. All right. The power of happiness. Y'all know this is like one of my favorite topics. So all things happiness.
Oh, Linda, I didn't know that. We gonna kick it up to you.
The joy queen.
Joy queen. Yes. So when I started blogging, I came up with 10 words that meant like the most to me. So I started blogging back in 2013, a long time ago. My blog was like fire orange in all these different colors. And it used to be called Faith in Renewing Each Other. It might still be out there on Blogspot. Little known Linda history fact there. But one of my power words, is happiness. So it was love, friendship, happiness. Yeah, I'm trying to remember them all. Integrity, trust, honesty, openness. So that was a long time ago. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite topics. So,
I'm over here Googling it, trying to see if
it's on Blogspot. So it's called Faith. It was called Faith in Renewing Each Other. So I was trying to go for an acronym. It used to be called FIRE. Isn't that ironic? Because I think about Shauna with the fuego, and that's what it was.
Oh, look at that.
And you know what I was thinking about?
13
your hair.
Old. Oh yeah. Yep. When I dyed my hair. Yep. And shoot, now it didn't grown out. But anyway, yes, fire. That was what I was calling it. So I don't know if it's still out there, Jeanette, but yeah, the blog was orange, and then I changed the colors to like some aqua blue and some other stuff. But yeah, but back then, I blogged about all things happiness and friendship and joy and all those things. So yeah, when I saw that we were going to be talking about this tonight, I was like, oh, my old blog, what memories. So people are like, oh, what happened to the blog? So I moved most of the blog posts over to the new blog at lindadmallory.com. So most of it is in there. It's like either older or archive posts, but you can still get to it. So that's like the 360-degree way to get to why we're here today. And I am still going to throw it to Shauna. So the power of happiness. I love it. So Shauna, what do you think about when you think about the power of happiness?
The first thing that comes to mind is something that was taught to me from my stepfather growing up was happiness is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, I couldn't really wrap my mind around that concept, because when you think about how life hits, it's like, well, I'm not choosing how this is happening to me, it didn't add up. But as I gotten older and I matured, I realized that it truly is a choice. You truly can choose how you want to feel at any given time, because it's all about your response to what's happening to you. You may not can control what's happening to you, but you can control how you respond to it. And something I believe Linda said in a previous episode, you mentioned something about checking your happy meter and finding out like where that is. Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
You good?
What we do.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I thought me and Apple phones still getting to know each other.
Whenever you hear, like, you ever sit somewhere and be in like church or something, and somebody's phone go off, or at a funeral or something, and then you hear somebody else's phone go off, you go, oh, let me check my phone.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Sure, me.
Yeah.
Thank you for your grace. I love the heart of chat.
So
I love the heart of chat. If I would have been at some meeting somewhere at work, everybody would have shot a dirty look at me or something like that. This is why I like creative projects. This is my happy place. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of grace given and you get to rock out your purpose. Oh, I just love the heart of chat. The heart of chat makes me happy. Anyway, it is a choice. And the happy meter Linda was referring to in one of our episodes was basically just taking I think you said like a temperature check on where are you, what's going on. And I do that a lot now. I am genuinely, honest to God, I am a happy person. There are some things that I don't like about life that, might get me down, but I have a way of turning it around. And because my stepfather taught me that as a teenager, I always lean into that. Like, okay, how can you pull yourself out of this and what makes you happy? So finding ways to stay present is important to me. It keeps me in a happy space. If I notice that if I get stuck in the past or if I go too far out in the future, that starts to tamper with my happiness because I'm not being present.
Right. Yeah. Those are like 3 or 4 good tips for our heartbeats already, just when we did touch on it. I think one of our posts recently that we share, because we share quotes, we share pictures, we share a lot of different things. And it, talks about your happy meter being on 10. And then where are you in that gauge? Which I do love that because it's something that Jeanette said a while ago. Are you hungry? Are you tired? Did you have a bad day? What tampers with that? And I know I like food is like my number one thing.
Oh yeah.
Look, what I say, food above all else.
We are foodie people, the three of us.
Jamie will come to me and be like, oh, I saw something at Best Buy. I'm like, bring me a lobster roll. No.
Right. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I need some food. Okay.
Yeah, food definitely is a happiness meter booster.
Yes, it is. So yeah, so that right there is just that it just
were we away on our retreat for the 3 of us when he was like, I'm gonna get you some lobster rolls. He was like, I want to be home. And he was like, or was we in Raleigh? And he was like, it's okay, I'm gonna freeze them for you. And you was like, just freeze them. Go ahead. Whatever.
Yeah, I said, just go ahead. Because it made him so happy. I mean, I just know that just I think I was sharing with you all earlier that I had some food and I didn't order anything because he usually comes home late from work. So I was like, oh, you're here. So it's like, he was just kind of looking. So I put the little nuggets and some fries in a little box. Box was, if y'all can see this video, the box was tiny. Its full face just lit up. I'm like, hey, that's all I gotta do.
She said, that's it. That's all I got.
That's it. So yeah, so it's just everything from something as simple to as complex. And sometimes complexity comes with being present and not worrying so much about the past, or even, I like your point too about the future. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Whether it could be something work-wise or, because this just gets your anxiety up. And that takes practice. About the present, but then knowing that I got this 12-slide presentation, but I don't know how it's going to be received. And then I get down about it because I'm being hard on myself.
And I think between the 3 of us, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like within the 3 of us, we are all planners, we are all organizers. We do like to know a little bit of what's going on in the future and things of that nature. Out of the 3 of us, I feel like Jeanette is the most relaxed when it comes to like future stuff, where Linda and I are a little bit more like for example, when we go out of town, we're packed weeks ahead of time, and I know for me, it gives me joy, but it also calms down my nerves and anxiety for not leaving anything behind or not having everything that I need. With Jeanette, it's like, she just goes with the flow when it comes to like the future.
Yeah. So funny that you said it, because I had this conversation about like motherhood and parenting with a friend of mine. And so she was having her first baby when I was having my 7th. And we're like not that big of an age difference, but it's just so funny because she was like, you're just so like nonchalant. It's just like so calm about everything. I was like, girl, this is like my 4th pregnancy and like kid number 7 total for all of us. Like, it's another kid. Like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. As long as she's healthy, I'm good. Like, I'm not worried about much. It's much of the same, and the stuff that you can't predict, you just can't predict it. But the funny part is, like, when you're talking about the happiness meter, where were we at? We were doing something and they were like, oh, rate from like 1 to 5. And I wouldn't give anything a 5. And it was like, are you one of those people that just feels like nothing is perfect. And I was like, pretty much. Like, I'm like, my happiness meter, I will probably, if someone asks me, I don't know if I would ever be like, oh, it's a 10. Like, I'm like, oh, that's a 9. That's good. Like, it's cool. But I don't know. There's something in me that it makes it really hard for me to be like, it's a 10. I'm a 10. Like, you know.
I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what'll get you at a 10.
In me.
If you had, because at one time you told us on Marco Polo that you would just like to take a year off to just do whatever you wanted to do, have like a sabbatical year, sort of speak, and just do and be, you would be on 1,000.
Yeah, that'll get you a 10. Because I remember when I was about to post that post, and Shauna, you might remember this. I was like, oh, my happy beat is on 10. And Jeanette is like, what does that mean? Exactly. That was a good. See, I do impressions. I do impressions for a living. Yes, y'all didn't know. But yeah, Jeanette was like, and what does this mean exactly? So I like wrote up the verbiage, and I was all excited. Jeanette was like, okay, and I hurried up and posted that thing. I was like, bloop, right on my phone. Just like that.
I'm like, okay, that's the quote we're going with. I'm like, yeah,
right.
You're like, yes, we're going with that.
Now I don't be trying to impede other people's happiness. Like if that made you happy,
that's not you.
Go for it. But yeah, because there's some like people that are pessimistic, like about everything. Like it's just and the glass ain't half full. It's just empty. Like it's like nope, it's all of it. And I don't think I'm a pessimistic person, but yeah, I'm just I don't know. I'm just just a realist. Like it just we'll see facts. Which is funny because I really always thought of myself as like go with the flow. Well, I guess I still am, but yeah, I don't know. But
I know what's gonna make me real happy when we podcast full time, the three of us.
There you go.
I'm being on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Oh, I already know. It's so funny.
Party every day.
You know what else makes Shauna happy?
Confetti for everybody and margaritas.
Oh,
music.
Oh,
music.
We was planning something, Heartbeats, and we'll be announcing it soon. But we were planning something, and it was so funny. Shauna was like, "Well, what we got to do is, ladies, it's just one thing we have to do." And I just closed my camera because I already knew what she was about to say. And Linda's like, "Oh, what is she about to say?" I'm looking like, "Linda, you know."
You know.
She's like, "We gotta have music." I'm like, I already knew that.
Yeah, that already had it written down. Yeah,
it was so funny because at the tour, people that never met my mom before and my sister and people, my family that was there, and a lot of people don't know that my son is an outstanding DJ. He's like one of the hottest ones, hottest DJ in Cleveland. TJ. And someone came up to me and they were like, "Oh, I thought it was just you. It's your whole family." When it comes to music and dancing and partying. She's like,
Latina blood. Let me
you're from a party family. I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Get it?
Yes. Yes. DJ. Yeah. I mean, I knew that TJ was gonna be good. I was like, oh, he's gonna be good. But I was like, wait a minute, this is like Midwest East Coast good. Like,
it was. Like, he got a little bit of everything.
I was like, oh, what you doing on July 22nd, 2023?
I got something for you.
I mean, seriously, it was really. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be good. I was like, hold up, y'all saw I come out my jacket.
Yeah, 2 seconds after we finished recording, like as soon as we hit.
I was like, I took that jacket. I was like,
I'm a proud mama, I'll tell you, but he's really.
We got the pictures too.
Oh yes. That was really, it was excellent. So yeah, I love music too. I mean, I love dancing, even though I'm trying to still get my rhythm. So that does make me happy. I love to dance. Yeah.
And that's the thing, is just having a list of activities to run to make sure your happy meter is where it needs to be at all times, and doing checks and balances with that too.
Yeah. I had read something, it was a quote, and it said, true happiness is enjoying your own company and living in peace and harmony with your mind, body, and soul. And so, like, I think about that, what you were talking about earlier, Shauna, about being present. and just enjoying your own company. And it's just like, if you don't know what you like to do, you're gonna be that 5-year-old. It's like, mommy, I'm bored. And it's like, you need to figure out ways to entertain yourself.
You have to entertain yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Sounds crazy, but true. Have your own party. My favorite parties are at home.
Shauna definitely enjoys her own company. I know she did. She is she like, I had 20 people over here, but it was just me. But it felt like it was 20 people over here partying with me.
It's been so many nights I went to bed tired. Like a rock star by myself. Oh my goodness.
It's been a minute, Linda, since Shauna has popped a Marco Polo with her microphone. Just like,
it has been a minute.
Giving us full concerts.
It's seasonal.
And everything.
Seasonal. So now we're getting to the spring, so it's seasonal. I think by the time this airs, it'll be daylight savings time or whatever they're calling it now. So yeah, it'll be lighter, longer. Get your groove on.
I come from a karaoke family.
Yeah,
I love the karaoke.
My mother-in-law, they love karaoke. Like every time we do anything together, it could be just a random Sunday together, or it could be a holiday. They're like, who wants to do karaoke? So I've been looking for like a new karaoke mic and stuff for her. And my cousin just sent me, she just bought herself a new karaoke machine and this big stand. It was nice. I was like, I love karaoke. My father-in-law, he gonna sing anytime you put a mic in his hand. So
that's me too. I would dominate it. If no one in the room is interested, I would dominate that.
That's funny.
And I don't care if I miss a note, if I crack, if I don't have the lyrics. It doesn't matter. It's just, it feels so good. It's a stress reliever.
Remember she tried to get us to do it on that workshop call?
Yes, it was like at the parenting lounge, right?
I couldn't get y'all to do
we did a duet.
Linda, go ahead. She's like, no, Jeanette, no, Linda.
No, we did. I think we did a duet, didn't we?
We did.
What song did y'all do?
We did Mary and Method Man. You're on
Mary, yeah, exactly. And that's
that
was the great precursor.
Yeah.
That's what we did, but I was Method Man because I wasn't singing nothing.
Yeah, I know. She said that was like, I'm gonna be Method Man. I was like, oh, okay.
And Heartbeats, this was virtual karaoke that I came up with.
I don't care. Virtual. That was cool. The voice style with everybody's back turned. We are not.
I love that one. My mother's into all of those shows.
Oh, I do like the voice. Yeah.
The dancing, especially. I don't know if y'all know my mother can dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Her name growing up is Dancing Nancy. Her name is Nancy. Dancing Nancy. And
she used to compete, or she just used to.
Salsa dancing. My mother won. She won like first place. She saw Celia Cruz. Celia Cruz, before she passed away, she won free tickets to go see her. Because she won. It was fun. It was my first time ever seeing a competition where they actually have numbers on their back and they tap them out. My mother won that. Wow. It was nice.
Oh, man.
She bad. My mother she was a tap dancer when she was 2.
They weren't gonna tap her. They probably wouldn't been able to catch up to her. She probably was moving too fast.
Right. She was. I mean, even at the live event, she was trying to teach me. I tell you what, I wouldn't have made it on the floor. I'd been walking. They'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah, and she could do it all. She could do hip hop. She could do it all. Like, of course,
yeah, I could tell. Her
strength is in Spanish dancing, but she could do it all. But when she was 2 and 3 years old, she used to tap dance. They used to have her in classes for tap. She could have been like a Shirley Temple. She really could have been. Yeah, but back then, they didn't really push arts like that.
So when we think about happiness, like I know for some people it just seems like, okay, like, yeah, I'm happy. I have happy moments, but like, really, like, is everybody happy all the time? Like, and like we said, it's things that you can do to boost yourself back up. There's going to be those down moments, but what are some ways people, our listeners can, I don't know, some things that they can do to make, when they're down, just try to stay in that positive space and happier, but not being toxic positive, because we know that's also a problem when when you're pretending that things are
when you're faking, right?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Faking.
It's got to be real. Another thing, if I may add to this, before we jump into what are some of the things they could do, is we have to remember that no one else can make you happy. They can enhance your happiness, but they can't make you happy. And I think a lot of times we get caught in that trap where we feel like someone else has to fulfill that for us, for whatever reasons. We have to remember that.
Yeah, you can bring happiness to people, but you can't
make them. Yeah. Yeah.
Even my late husband and I, we used to have this talk all the time. Our nieces and nephews around and want to ask questions like, so how did you meet? How did y'all keep your bond like this? I've never seen a relationship like this. And Miss Denise can attest to this. And I spoke about you, Linda and Jeanette, about, being connected with people that are enhancing your happiness and you're enhancing their happiness, but that you have to be a happy person and stand alone. So teaching young people that is kind of difficult because sometimes you kind of got to go through the experience to understand how it flows. So we would try to tell them, and they would be in shock whenever Lorenzo would say, your titi can't make me happy. I got to be happy by myself. I mean, they would just be like, oh, did you just say that in front of Titi? And I'm like, and your Theo can't make me happy. I got to be happy by myself. We're just enhancing each other's happiness, Yeah. I think sometimes we get twisted about that. Like, I know a lot of families or parents or moms, like they have a baby, they're starting off, they're so happy. They're happy in the moment with the baby. But outside of that, when they're thinking about themselves or trying to find themselves, they're unhappy. And, so it's like just having the baby and the bundle of joy doesn't mean that you're going to be bundled and joyful all the time. You're going to have to figure out how to keep yourself up. My main thing that's really rocking me out this year is my gratitude jar. I thought
that's one of the number one ways to stay in happiness is gratitude. So go ahead, talk about your gratitude jar.
Yeah, so the gratitude jar, which we talked about in the power of gratitude, and I talked about giving myself a 365 challenge this year, which I'm doing. I'm rocking it, y'all. Yeah. I've been pulling something out every day. I've been sharing a little bit of it on social media. Thank you. And I definitely share it with my tribe every day, and I have people, places, and things. And it's the little things. Like today was meditations. I am grateful for meditations. Yesterday was it Jeanette came out? Jeanette and Mercedes Linda came out a couple months ago.
She was like, I was wondering when your name was gonna come up.
Yeah,
I know I got her in this jar. My dog Mia. Just it's the little things. And what I do is when life hits that day, I think back to what I pulled out of the jar, and it recenters me. So that's basically what we have to do. We're constantly being pulled by all types of energies on and offline. And even the happiest of persons can feel down and, or a situation can take you down, and you have to figure out how to get back to that. So that's one of my ways. Is my gratitude jar with my meditation is just outstanding for me. And you ladies know, if I rarely skip, but if for some reason I'm down, and then the ladies will be like, did you pull from your jar, or did you this, or did you that? And I'm like, oh no, I missed that. It almost becomes a part of your like well-oiled machine, as Linda would say. It almost becomes a part of that. And then once you start building up systems in how to get yourself to a certain space and place, and to be consistent with this, like exercising, it's like anything else. You just have to be the biggest word, consistent.
It's part of your DNA.
That's true. That's very, very true. Yeah. And I think that, thinking about like when life hits, right? Whether it's grief, whether it's whatever, think about, the times where you felt great, if you lost a loved one, or try to remember those times when you can. And you're not going to bounce back right away, because if think something like grief you could have like 3/4 of your day just be like shot because you're thinking about it. Maybe it's the time of year, thinking back to that, like, oh, okay, this is the time of year. All right, here we go. That you don't, but the pretending part, you don't have to pretend to, be happy around that time. You got to work through it, because otherwise, if you try to jump over to play leapfrog over it, it's going to come back harder.
Yeah, so it's just knock you out.
It's just best
about flat lines.
It's like, oh man. Yeah. So try to connect with a friend, maybe write in your journal.
Yes.
Maybe turn on your favorite TV show, pick up your favorite book. Those are, some of the things you can do to, push yourself through it and not pretend, because that's the hardest part or sweep it under the rug and say, oh, I shouldn't be having these feelings. But that's part of life. And in order to get back to where you are in your happy joy, space, then you've got to go through those things and then make
Can I add something to that, Linda?
Sure, of course.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, I went through all of this today. Thank you. And I had to do that. I leaned on y'all. I leaned on my other tribe. I had a really hard morning today. It's almost that death date. I don't know when this will air for my husband. 3 years, March 24th. And that's what I did. I leaned on y'all and I leaned on some other people in my tribe. But you know what? Being vulnerable is okay too. Being vulnerable is okay. And I kept telling myself, I haven't had a breakdown in a long time. Giving yourself grace and honoring that it's okay to do that. And like you said, Linda, there's things that happen to you in life that you're not going to be able to control.
Yeah.
And I'm a recovering perfectionist. And so I understand, how close to home that is. And I'm always careful because I don't want to rabbit hole back to those ways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So having you all, and like you said, and for me, choosing a song will turn your whole life around.
Yeah, it will.
Let me tell you, and for better or worse, because you could throw on some real, like, if you're like in a mood, like angry or upset, try driving and get mad if somebody cut you off and have something crunk on the radio. You really be like, oh, I'm about to run everybody off the road.
Yeah, put on some Tupac.
But then if you having a good day, you got something light on, something got you happy, you just kind of floating and cruising. You be like, oh yeah, go ahead, you get in front of me. You got it. Yep, I'm good. You lucky I'm in a good mood today. Like,
or you got your food, or you went through that Chick-fil-A drive-through. Oh, go ahead, boo.
Exactly. Yes. One of the things though, and back to what y'all were just talking about though, when you go through hard times, and this came up in our forgiveness episode. We actually having this came up and how forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for yourself, and it's how you maintain your own happiness. But and we experienced that through a tragic loss in our family. Or one of our family members was murdered by his wife, and the pastor that preached did the eulogy for his funeral. He told us, he was like, we have to forgive, and we don't have to forgive her because she just made a mistake or whatever, because it wasn't a mistake. He was like, but you forgive because you don't want that every time you think of him, that meant to make you angry because you're thinking about that. And it's not even just, so that's like an extreme case, right? But even like, someone dies, natural causes or other illnesses that you can't control. And a lot of people are hanging on to like anger and against God, like, or the universe, like, how could you do this to me? Why would you do this to me? And to be able to kind of forgive and let go and back to gratitude and appreciate the years and time that you actually had to spend with that person while they were here, or just in any situation, right? Letting go of whatever it is that made you angry so you can get back to your joy. And like Shauna said, spending time with people in your life that are positive, that will give you space to be vulnerable and have those emotions, but also remind you that that's not you, and you don't live, and I know you don't live in darkness, so we're gonna get up out of this.
Yeah, for sure.
Quick, fast, in a hurry, boy. You got to climb up out of that, because that just leads to a whole bunch of mess.
It does.
And you have to practice all those things, right? We talk about like your tools and your toolboxes, and you have to practice like sometimes it's going to take all of it. Some days you be like, I gotta forgive. Then let me go journal about this, and then I'm gonna practice some gratitude.
Look, Linda, right and now. I need a bowl of cereal.
I need to go eat something.
I need a Klondike bar.
I need to take a nap and listen to some music. Like sometimes you're gonna need every single thing in your toolbox or on your list to get you back. But at least you have some direction to help get you back to where you need to be. So
yeah, you're not starting at zero. You got this, you guys, folks out there, listeners, harpies, you have this episode. Go play this episode again. We mentioned a whole bunch of things in here: movies, TV, journal, connect with a friend, connect with a family member, someone you trust. There's a whole lot of gems to pull out, so you don't feel like you have to start from scratch.
Let me tell you, you can use a jar for anything. So I just happened to doing gratitude jar this year, but there was a time where I wrote up a list of things that I do enjoy doing, and you can put strips of paper inside of a jar. And when you are having a hard time, you can pull something out and follow that to the letter that you pulled out and see how that, resonates with you.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Love it.
Love it. Yep.
Awesome.
So, we're not saying you're gonna be walking around perfect patty all the time, but just know if you ain't get nothing else from anything that we said, you are in control of your happiness. It all starts with you. You make that decision, and you can't blame other people, because even if someone does something to hurt you, or you're in a relationship that you don't like or you don't want to be in, if you stay, what did our newest great poet J. Cole say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, can't put the blame on you. Fool me 3 times, chuck the peace on. Roll it up and let it rain on you. I'm just saying, but we got to figure it out for ourselves, and we can't keep placing blame on other people. And we have to control our own happiness. We have to do the things that's going to make us happy. And we've all experienced some loss in our life, and it is just, tomorrow's not promised, and you can't keep saying, oh, next week, next month, or I'm gonna wait and see. You got to figure that out today.
You got to live for today, being present.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right. That song is going in the show notes, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen,
in there.
Yeah, that's right. Put it on in there. Yes. And if you need something else to kind of have that boost, I just thought about this. The Happy Planner. I have one. Happy Planner with all the stickers and the colors and just something inspirational. I think I have like 2 or 3 of those. But yeah, that's another thing, another resource, sort of tangible resource for you, as well as, what's at the top of your mind to get you to where you are today. Yes. Awesome. Any other resources to share, ladies, or anything else we want to add here? I love the gratitude jar too, so that's going in here as well.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome. Well, Shauna, you do it best. I know you know where our heartbeats can find us. We all know
where they can find us. They can find us all over the world. All over the world.
That's what I was waiting for.
Can find us all over the world. And you know who we have to thank for that? Jeanette Brewster.
And we everywhere. We worldwide, baby.
We everywhere. We worldwide. We the best music.
Yes.
Yes, you can find us on all your live streaming platforms. We're so proud where you can find the heart. Just all you have to do is just go to the Heart of Chat, Google us. You're going to get an abundance of places to find us. Come back next week and every week, everybody, because it's going to be fuego, baby. Come back.
Right. Thank you, ladies. Bye.